Hello, okay, back up at the studio. I've just done a workout and I thought I would take this opportunity just to do a quick one about foot mobility. So, if you've been following for a while, you'll know all about the importance of mobility in general. But hands and feet they hold a lot of tension and they're often neglected. And people, they put their feet into these big chunky shoes, running shoes, and then just forget about them. And, in all honesty, they're the worst things you can wear for running because they encourage heel strike. But that's for another day. But, the point is if you've got aches and pains, niggles in your knees, what you'll find is that it's usually due to an imbalance from the hip or the foot. So the knee is a sleeper, unless you've been diagnosed and you've got tendon and ligament issues and so on, obviously that's a different matter. But more commonly, common knee pain is usually down to a lack of mobility. We sit for long periods each day, the hips get tight, the glutes switch off and so on. And if you've got tight hips, tight feet, then you will have a few niggles in your knees. So, I've experienced it myself. Very rarely I get, in the right knee, I get a little bit of a niggle, and that's down to when my balance is slightly out. So obviously we work on health and longevity. So we train, we work with controlled intensity, but then it's all about counterbalancing and loosening up with mobility. And this counterbalances those everyday occupational activities, long periods sat down, as well as the recreational activities. So what I find is if my balance is slightly out, I get a few little niggles there, but it's very rare because my balance is quite good. But it just says to me, okay, I need to have a look at usually foot mobility. So what we're going to look at is, the advanced one is where you may have seen the picture leading to this video. We've got foot rolls. So I'm sat on this heel. So obviously one leg is vertical, one is lying flat on the floor horizontally. I'm sat on the heel and the foot is through the lace there. Now, if you've got really tight feet, you may be cramping, it may be really awkward. But the advanced one is all I do is a foot roll. So I shift my torso and my weight, center of mass to my right, and this foot stays flat and eases out to the left. And I just roll back and forth, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now this is advanced, so if you're really tight there, you may struggle, but this is what you're building up to. So you could give it a little go as a test, but again, you may be cramping. So as I drop my weight to my torso to my right, roll the foot out to the left. Weight to the left, roll the foot to the right. Foot roll. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's what we're building up to. Both sides. But for today, very simple mobility drill that you can try is we're just going to sit on the laces there. So again, you might even feel a thigh stretch there as well. Thighs are tight. They can also lead one. We've got the vastus intermedius crosses the knees there. But for now, so you may feel a stretch in your thighs, which is a good thing. If you're cramping, you can also come up into this position, or that may even be worse. But straight away, I can feel a foot stretch there. So just test these out, sit in that position. If you've got a stretch, just hold it for a while. This is the one ideally that we're looking for. And this is the mobility. So mobility is movement as opposed to just static stretching. And this is the slalom. So I'm sat in this position, nice and upright, good posture. And the slalom, I drop my torso to the right, my center of mass to the right, and I push my hip to the left. 1, 2, and I just alternate, and this is what's called a slalom, and my glutes, which is my butt, are on my heels, and I can feel that foot roll. Again, you may feel a bit of thighs, but what's happening is here, all the tendons and ligaments, we've got rotation and all the movement in all these tendons and ligaments in the knees. So from this angle, again, sat on this lace, nice and upright, slalom, 1, 2, 1, 2, and eventually you'll get these thighs right to the floor. And sometimes we use dumbbells, light dumbbells like kettlebells and so on and so forth to progress it. But that's a great one to start, foot mobility. And from there, you can progress that with the lean back. So again, sat in this position, one hand goes back, 2, and I just lift the knees gently. 1, foot stretch, 2. So there's a progression, but again, you can start with this, just start with this gentle foot roll, slalom, ski slalom, progress to the lean back, and then you can also progress to the bear squat, which you may again see in this picture on our page there. And the bear squat now incorporates an element of strength, because I'm going to move my body weight around. So I'm going to be on my hands and knees, and I'm just going to lift the knees off the mat. Now again, in this position, obviously the strength there, because I'm holding my body weight, I can feel the stretch in my foot, similar to this one. So again, if these are really tight and cramping, you just build up to this one. Just stick with that first one, the slalom. So from here, all I'm going to do is just straighten my legs, push through the heels. 1, and then find this position. And now this is the next bit. I roll forward onto the lace. So this is the final progression. Roll through to the lace, push back through the heels. 1, through the lace. I can really feel that foot stretch, and I can feel a bit of my heels there as well as I push through. 1, 2. So it's like a push-up plank position. Knees just off the mat. I mean, you can rest if you need to, if you're building up to this. Lift the knees up. Foot roll. Foot roll. Rest. And repeat. Toes, feet, everything. It's not easy. I can feel mine there. So there you go. That is all I have got for today. Foot mobility. Have a go, and until the next time, later.